Japan is fundamentally shifting the naval power balance in the Indo Pacific by weaponizing its premier Aegis fleet. Yet this $2.35 billion naval asset remains tactically exposed to a staggering saturation risk. In an era where regional adversaries possess over 2,000 advanced cruise missiles, the Maritime Self-Defense Force faces a grim mathematical reality on the high seas. On paper, their only tactical salvation would be a complete doctrinal overhaul, as traditional passive interception methods have rendered these advanced warships entirely defenseless against a coordinated multi-axis strike. A standard 96-cell Mark 41 vertical launching system on a Maya-class destroyer can be completely drained of its primary air defense missiles within just 45 minutes of a high-intensity engagement. With a single standard missile 3 Block 2A costing an astronomical $12 million compared to a $500,000 enemy cruise missile, Japan is locked in an unsustainable economic war of attrition. This profound tactical vulnerability is leading global defense analysts to argue that Tokyo is facing a critical tipping point. Japan has recently taken a historic step by dissolving its 60-year-old Fleet Escort Force to establish the Fleet Surface Force in March 2026, signaling an aggressive shift toward counterstrike capabilities. By rewriting the Aegis weapon control system software to integrate 400 Tomahawk Block 4 and Block 5 cruise missiles, Japan plans to transform these massive 10,500-ton warships into long-range strike platforms capable of hitting land targets over 1,600 kilometers away. But with recent May 2026 supply chain reports warning that Washington may delay Tomahawk deliveries by up to 2 years, can Japan truly secure its maritime sovereignty, or has it just painted a massive bullseye on its own capital? Before we go on, do you think this aggressive shift will actually deter a conflict, or will it only accelerate the regional arms race? Hit that subscribe button to stay updated with our deep dive defense analysis, and tell me where you are watching from. To understand why traditional naval doctrines are failing, we must look at the brutal economic math of modern salvo warfare. Under standard operating procedures, the Aegis combat system utilizes a tactical rule known as shoot-shoot-look to guarantee a high probability of intercepting an incoming threat. This means a Maya-class destroyer must commit at least 2 interceptor missiles, such as the Standard Missile 3 Block 2A or the Standard Missile 6, to neutralize a single incoming hostile target. When regional adversaries can launch a mass wave of 50 low-cost cruise missiles, a Maya-class ship is forced to expend its entire 96-cell vertical launching system complement just to survive the initial opening salvo. Once those cells are empty, a 10,500-ton premier warship becomes entirely useless and dangerously exposed on the open water. This mathematical bottleneck is exactly why leading global defense analysts argue that passive defense is no longer a viable national strategy for Tokyo. However, the real secret behind the transformation of these vessels lies deeper within their physical engineering. Unlike older Japanese warships like the Atago class, the Maya and her sister ship JS Haguro were built from the keel up with an advanced combined gas turbine electric and gas turbine propulsion system, known as COGLAG. This hybrid powertrain does not just push the ship through the water, it generates an immense high-voltage electrical architecture operating at 6,600 volts. This massive electrical output was purposefully engineered into the hull to support future energy-intensive weapon systems. It provides more than enough juice to power the Aegis Baseline 9C radar system, and it lays the critical infrastructure for the integration of high-power laser weapons and hypersonic electromagnetic railguns, which Japan successfully tested at sea. The Maya class was never meant to be a simple escort ship. It was designed to be a high-power power plant on the ocean, waiting for the right teeth to be installed. The immediate solution to this defensive bottleneck comes in the form of a $1.7 billion procurement of 400 Tomahawk cruise missiles. By integrating a mix of 200 Block 4 and 200 Block 5 Tomahawks into the Mark 41 vertical launching system, the Maya class gains a potent standoff capability. Instead of waiting for incoming hostiles to saturate their airspace, these destroyers can launch precision strikes from safe waters deep inside the home islands, hitting fixed enemy radar installations, airfields, and missile launch sites up to 1,600 kilometers away. The Block 5 variant brings an advanced anti-jam navigation package, while the Block 5, a maritime strike version, is uniquely capable of hunting moving enemy warships at extreme ranges. On paper, this fundamentally disrupts the anti-access area denial strategy of regional adversaries by targeting the offensive archer before the arrows can ever be fired. However, a sudden supply chain crisis has forced Tokyo to pivot toward an aggressive fallback plan. Following extensive coalition operations in the Middle East that depleted over 1,000 American Tomahawks, Washington issued a stark warning that official missile deliveries to international partners could face delays of up to 2 years. Confronted by this gap, the Ministry of Defense fast-tracked its domestic defensive alternatives. The newly executed structural software modifications applied to the Maya class are being leveraged to accept Japanese-manufactured hardware instead. Over the next 3 to 12 months, Tokyo is pushing to accelerate the deployment of the extended-range Type 12 land attack cruise missile, which boasts a 1,000-kilometer range, alongside the development of the Type 25 high-speed glide propellant missile. The Maya class is rapidly transitioning from a temporary host for American weapons into a primary testing platform for a formidable, entirely indigenous Japanese counterstrike architecture. This evolution of the Maya class brings a critical strategic blind spot that mainstream media rarely discusses. While arming these multi-billion-dollar destroyers with 1,600-kilometer Tomahawk missiles provides an undeniable tactical edge, Japan currently lacks the independent space-based intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance network required to track distant moving targets in real time. To launch a Tomahawk effectively, the Maya class must rely entirely on data links and target acquisition provided by the United States military. The sword may belong to Tokyo, but the map and the permission to swing it remain firmly in Washington. This creates an intense strategic dilemma between immediate pragmatism and absolute national sovereignty, dividing opinion between those who accept Western dependence for quick deterrence and those who demand a slower, far more expensive path toward total indigenous military self-reliance. The ultimate lesson of this transformation is that a navy cannot simply build its way out of a shifting geopolitical landscape without completely changing its underlying philosophy. By turning its premier Aegis platforms into long-range strike platforms, Japan is closing the critical missile gap and signaling a permanent end to its post-war passive defense doctrine. If you were a strategic planner in Tokyo right now, would you continue allocating billions of dollars to buy American Tomahawks despite the severe delivery delays, or would you immediately cancel the contract to focus all national resources on manufacturing the domestic Type 12 missile and building an independent military satellite network? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below by typing either Team Reliance or Team Autonomy. All the information discussed today is sourced from verified public defense reports and does not promote hostility. If you enjoy deep technical defense analysis, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.